Good morning, welcome back. I was just ploughing on with building my shed for my new toy, my motorcycle, and I thought definitely worth documenting. Somebody could find it very interesting. So basically what I'm doing is, this is an existing shed here, and I'm basically just joining onto it, an extension on a shed. So I've just marked out here on this tarmac. I'm going to cut all that out, concrete it, and then using these blocks here, we're going to build us a new shelter, a nice secure shelter. I've got some just reinforced steel left over from previous jobs to go in the concrete. So I'll put all that in as well, just because I got it. It's not really that important for this structure, but it'll be super strong. And then I'm also going to put in some ground anchors in the concrete in the base, which will also be additional security for their motorcycle. So wish me luck, and I'll show you each stage as we go along. So I'm just about to disc this out with the machine where those lines are, and I'm going to dig it out, and that will be stage one. Right, more or less finished digging it out now. So I'm just umming and ahhing it. It's going to come up to about halfway on that break there, which is 10 times more than you really need for, it's just a shed base at the end of the day. So just because I've got it, I'm going to put 50mm insulation there, then our DPC, and then concrete, I think. But before all of that, I've got a ground anchor which I'm going to concrete into the ground just here. So perhaps I'll do a little film of that. So I'll do that before anything else. So I'm just doing a final little level. So we're going to end up with probably just over 100mm of concrete, and bearing in mind that's going to be reinforced as well with 10mm bar there. So, you know, before, you know, we're not building a house, we're just building a shed. So just before anyone goes crazy on the keyboards, it's just it's a shed at the end of the day, and it's 100 times more than what this is already on, and that's lasted 60 years. So I'm just going to do a final little bit, then we'll get that in. Perhaps I'll do a little vid of that as well as I do it, and then I think I'll probably wait till tomorrow then, and then we'll get it concreted in. So we'll have a look at those stages tomorrow then. Right then. Right, I've dug a hole. This is my homemade anchor for my bike, so obviously I should put a chain through there. I'm going to put that there. It's going to be concreted in the ground, so it's also got this additional grab which I just welded on the bottom there, that another bar. So homemade, of course. And then obviously it'll be into concrete right up to there, so even that cross bit there will be in concrete as well. So we'll get that in. So I've already got a reference. I know what height the concrete's going to finish. It's going to be just there, so I'm going to knock that down a bit if I can. Trust me to be right on top of the stone. Well, there we go, that should do it. And then touch more, I think. Do it, so the concrete will come right up to there. So we'll just have a small amount then. So I'm just going to use the postcrete, basically just add water, nice and easy. Cold day today, hence the scarf and hat. Love this stuff, so easy to use. Let's pour some water in there. And then our postcrete. That's going to take about 5 minutes to go off. level a bit more, and take it right to the top. I don't know what sort of person I am. I am going to level that as well, just because that's the sort of person I am. It doesn't have to be level, but I would like it to be. Take long at all, did it? Well, that won't be going anywhere. It's probably overkill, to be honest. A lot of you could have done it half that size, but as you've probably noticed with a lot of my other projects, that's the nature of the way I do things. I don't do things by half. There we go. The final check on that level. Good. No, that's not going anywhere. Well, there we go. So put the insulation in, put the damp course in, and then concrete it. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. I've got another load of, we've had 2 loads of soil out of here, so I just got one more load to take down this evening to the tip. And then have a quick look there. You can see the back of the van full of soil. Right, so let's catch up again tomorrow when we get on with the concreting, weather pending. I think it should be okay. A little bit chilly, but not too cold to concrete, so we'll have a go at that. Right, this is day 2. I took the rubbish down to the tip last night. So I got this batten nice and level all the way around. And the next stage is I'm going to get that polystyrene in there. And over there I got the DPC, the damp course, so we'll put that in and then we'll start to pour the concrete there. So I got a ton of ballast there which I'll mix with cement, simple as, and then we've got to work out how to cut around that ground anchor I put in there, which is obviously solid now, because that only took about 5 or 10 minutes to go off. And that's basically it. So we've got all this nice and level, so we've got something nice to work, use as a guide. So I'll get the polystyrene in, and I'll give you a quick show just before we start pouring the concrete. Right, got the polystyrene in, so pretty straightforward really. Cut round our little ground anchor there, and we can sort, if I get the tape measure, we can sort of see the finished level of the concrete then. We're going to have about close on 170 mil of concrete, reinforced as well, and insulated, and damp of course, so 10 times more than you need for a little bike shed, to be honest, but I got the material, so why not. So I'll just get the damp course in. Obviously I've got to cut around there, but that's no problem. I'll tape it up as well and seal it so it's nice as well. Right, got the damp course in, taped around the anchor quite nicely. So next stage, get the concrete in. So got a good overlay on here, so I think it should all work out quite nicely. Rightio, over to the mixer. Right, we've got all the concrete in, so just a matter of levelling it out now. So the way I usually do it, one thing I forgot to mention, I've gone on about that sort of anchor there for my bike, but I did also concrete in a chain. That's right into the concrete there. I think I didn't mention that before, so that's just an additional bit of security again. So we got that and the chain there. So hopefully it'll be a bit of a challenge if somebody decides to be not very kind and have a go at trying to pinch whatever's in there. Right, so I'm just going to do a rough tamp first, just to sort of get a rough level, and then I'll go across it there. So I'm not going to be too fussy, just the good thing I always try to do is try to do different directions as well to get a truer level. I need 10-foot arms would be nice. So this is getting the air and the moisture to the top. And of course I've overkilled on this, and I wouldn't recommend to everyone to do it as I have with all that steel reinforcing and insulation. I've just got surplus materials kicking about, so that's the only reason I've done it this way. So give it a couple of days and I'll start all the block work as well then. So I'll continue with that. I've got this batten along here which I'll use as a straight edge, and then come back in a second, see how I've got on. Right, I hope you're able to see this in the light. In the UK here it gets dark very quickly at this time of year. This is January, but I've levelled it all off the best I can in the light we got, and probably best if we have another look at it tomorrow morning. I mean, the good thing with the light shining on it is if it's really bad you will pick it up quite easily with the shadows and things like that. On a nice summer's day I'd fuss on it a little bit more, polish it up and things like that, but we're just going to leave it. I'm going to cover it up tonight just in case there's a bit of a frost or anything like that, just to be on the safe side. So I mean, the way I did it, as you saw me starting out at the beginning, I just took my time, and I got an imaginary line on the other side there which I followed, and had a bit of timber up against a bit of batten on this side. So hopefully it is showing up nicely on this camera, hopefully. But if I just pan out there, you'll see what this is how dark it is in reality. So the sun's gone down and I've got my floodlight there. So until tomorrow morning, goodbye and good night. Right, definitely made the right decision yesterday. I covered this up last night and we had quite a bit of a frost, so we'll have a little look at it and see what's what. And it looks okay, because I could barely see what I was doing last night. The thing is that 4:30 in the evening you can see perfectly well and everything looks great. By 5 o'clock it's pitch black. So within that half hour you're really sort of rushing like mad. But I think it's okay. Keep that off. I'm glad it wasn't very windy last night, because these polystyrene balls would have gone flying, I suspect. Let's rip that off. Moment of truth. It's pretty okay to me. There we go. I think I just managed to mark it there when this button dropped on it. Nothing serious. I think all in all, not too bad. I'm very happy with that. So you can see there's our anchor for our chain, and then another chain there. So I don't know, I'm quite tempted to see, I don't know whether I should leave it or try to give it a bit of a polish up. I'll have a little think about that. If I give it a polish up, I'll get back to you and I'll show you the finished results then. I think a good idea for now is just let the air get to it and let it dry out nicely. So I think what I'll do this in a two-part, I think. So make this part one, and then we'll come back and see how we do with part two with the blocks and everything else going up the main structure then. So this is part one of our motorbike shed. The usual like and subscribe, and keep supporting my channel. I'm getting close to 500 subscribers now, so every little bit helps.